All right, what's going on, guys? Running just about 2.5 minutes late. All good though. Whew. Excuse me. Let's get some music going. Let's get some trading going. Close this down. This is an automated strategy I'm working on. All right, boom. Okay, so market's been pretty sideways today. Uh, if you got my email earlier, we're actually going to be trading in Trade pretty much exclusively from here on out. Um, the idea behind it, the logic behind it, is that this is where we actually earn our funding. I mean, this is the whole deal. Trading and Tradeovate the entire time. So might as well just get used to it. And if we got to create a bunch of Smurf accounts with Tradeovate in order to master the technology and master what we're doing, then so be it. No big deal. Um, so, whew, excuse me. Woo! Mm-mm. So we've taken 2 trades today in our brand new evaluation. New evaluation started today. We took 2 trades today, 1 win, 1 loss, and we're down $17. So pretty small. We're only taking 2 contracts today because that's the maximum limit for our account type. Remember, we're on the 100K static evaluation with Elite Trader Funding. If y'all want to check out Elite Trader Funding, y'all can check them out. They're regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Really cool company, great support. But y'all can use promo code JSBEST to actually get 50% off for life. And you get a free evaluation every time that you have a rebill. So if there's if you happen to have broken rule or failed your evaluation, when your rebill comes up, it will actually reset your account as well. So you will actually, have a new evaluation to start every time that happens. So let's go ahead and hopefully it never happens, because hopefully you just immediately pass. So I'm just pulling this out here on a 15-minute chart to see where we've been in the last few days with the ES. We're trading the ES today, and pretty much every day. I've found that I kind of like the ES a little bit more than the NQ, just in terms of predictability, plus the tick size and all that type of stuff. I actually I have found that I like this a little bit more. So just drawing out some levels here. Don't want to do that. Just drawing out some levels here for the last few days, some support and resistance. Just where we've been seeing it at. Kind of a little bit right through there. And then this high, I'm going to put a little bit below that high because it really is like right there. Okay, so, this other level. One more. Like right here. Okay, so we're kind of at actually like the low of the day, but we're also near this area of support that we were hitting the other day. Pull that out a little bit further so it'll last us a little longer. Pull all these out. Okay. So you can see on the 15-minute chart, we're somewhat turning around on the TCM. Still a long way to go, and you can see we're actually pushing lows. On the 15-minute chart too, you can see we actually just caught this crossover here. This 50 cross down, so this is showing more of a bearish trend. And if we pull back out like we just had, you can see actually that it's kind of forming almost like a head and shoulders pattern over the last few days. So you've got the shoulder here, you got the head, and it's just kind of sloping off. So maybe you just like like that. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see some bounces, but market hesitancy is pretty high today. We've got I think it's the Fed meeting going on today. They're not announcing interest rates. That is next month. Um, but uh, but there is, anytime there's a Fed meeting, you can expect some market hesitancy. Are getting a pretty hefty pullback on the 5 minute chart. You see, once again, we're pushing lows, um, and so right around 4270 or so. It's kind of resistance area that we're currently at. And on the 5 minute chart as well, you see we had this tiny little 5 minute breakout, rejected the view app. That's where I took these two trades. I took I guess one trade here, which was the positive, one trade here, which was the negative, and this one was super flat, like gratefully so. Even though it actually would have worked out if I would have just held on to it, but at the same time, could have just easily, ripped downwards. So I'm pretty happy that I managed that risk well right there. Um, so where we're at today. So today we're going to be pretty cautious. We got a brand new evaluation, very small drawdown because we are doing that 100K static with a 625 drawdown. So we're going to take some scalps, try and build up a cushion. Our goal would be to get to around $1,000 and have that cushion be that $1,625. Once we get to that 1,000, then we'd be looking to make our $2,000 on top of that. So my ultimate goal, so our $2,000 is our profit target. My ultimate goal would be to actually hit 3, so that I know that I'm building up a nice enough cushion to be able to withstand any pullbacks in the market that I may not anticipate, or rip ups if we happen to be going short. So that's the game plan today. We're going to be pretty cautious. We're going to go slow. We're going to be patient. We're going to take our time, and we're going to look for some obvious reversal trends or some obvious moves. Unfortunately, with the Fed meeting today, it may not be obvious. It may be pretty sideways. I'm not sure, but we'll have to just watch charts and see what happens. I'll check to see what time that Fed meeting is as well. Let's see. Fed meeting today. I think it's at like 11 market time or something. Here's the calendar. Dun, 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 bum, 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 bum. Here's the calendar here on the Fed meeting. So that's Monday. Let's see, what is the date today? Today's 17th. Wow, we're already in the 17th of August. It's going so fast. All right. So today there's a speech by Governor Michelle Bowman. That's at 9:30. That already happened. We've got the Fed meeting at 1. Our commercial paper, FOMC. Here we are, the FOMC minutes at 2. So at 2 p.m., that's when the FOMC meeting is, and so that's at 2 Eastern. So that'll be 11 o'clock my time, hence why I was thinking it was 11. So that's going down today at 2 Eastern. And whenever we have the FOMC minutes, this is typically where we see some market sidewaysness or even some volatility. I would expect that after 11 o'clock Pacific time, 2 p.m., we'll see some more conviction as to the direction of things. So that's something to watch out for. That we'll be looking out for today. But in the meantime, when we're looking at the charts, we're going to be looking at these charts here. So in the meantime, this is what we're going to be doing. Get a nice bounce off that low there, 42.66, pulling back up towards the upside. But we've had a problem rejecting the volume weighted average price a lot today. You can see it happened right in here, happened right here. um, and we've pretty much been downtrending all day. Um, so I'm gonna be very hesitant to take any longs today, unless we see some actual turnaround. We've got kind of a resistance level right here. You can see it right through that level, right through that area, and a little bit here. Okay, let's get zoomed in. I wish I could manipulate the charts this exact same way that I do in TOS, where I can like really get very granular. That would be one thing I'd really want from Trade-Evate. I'm still kind of looking at this like it's a long, with this push up towards the VWAP here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-minute green candles, and so usually I'm looking for some sort of pullback, which we kind of got through this area where it came down and bounced off that 200 a little bit. This candle's almost up, and you see we've been incredibly cautious with our eval here. Kind of chopping back and forth in this 42.74 range. I wouldn't mind a long right there. Oh, it already popped. I gotta get faster at this. We want to bounce like a 42.75 if it pulls back that far. This really isn't pulling back much though. And if it does, now I'm scared that it's just going to rip down. So that's the game plan. Just going to take it safe. Take small trades. And just scalp through the day. That's kind of the plan with this eval today. Continue to rip up, hit 42.77, kind of pulling back off that. I wanted to get in at 42.75, but just didn't see, like, the op was essentially right here in this area. It just went too fast for me. Getting a pullback now, which actually got filled up. I was thinking of taking 42.76 and didn't. Again, I'm definitely like just very, very skittish right now. Although this is a great little bull run here. Look for like 3 ticks. Just because, I really kind of want to do like a 3-to-1 ratio if I can. I've only taken 2 trades today. Essentially, both a gain and loss of the exact same amount, but with the fees, puts us down. So that's where we're at. We got a 50-50 win ratio today at the moment. So we've only taken 2, 1 win, 1 loss. This is that the level that we drew in. Where was it? Right there. So that was that resistance level that we had put in, which it actually did. You can see reject at that spot. So now I guess we'd be looking for a bounce off the 9 EMA. Maybe actually looking for a price level, maybe like the 74.50 or 74.50 looks like it might have been the one. What I don't want to see is I don't want to see a pullback underneath this like 50 area, because we actually did. If you notice here, we actually did kind of like pull back up off that near crossover there on the 5200. So what I don't want to see is I don't want to see it drop below this like 50 and below this 200 level. We're like right at the 50 right now. I don't want to see that because we already hit these lows, and so if we drop down here, we're likely going to test these lows again. And if that's the scenario, then I guess we can go short. But yeah, I'm just looking for obvious moves and very low risk moves as well. There's that 42.74.50 area. 1, 2, 3. So it took looking like our fourth pullback here. Jumping into 5. Taking a look. Hey, what happened to my TTM? There it is. All right. So actually, it's pulling out to the 5 on the TTM. You can see we're actually going red. So this kind of indicates that we're actually moving towards the downside, more towards a bear movement. Yeah, we did have this sort of like run through. Let's so I was interested in going long, but after checking the 5, I'm less interested in that. That's why I think it's good to check multiple time frames. So we fell off that 42.74 level. We did break below the 200, like I was talking about. And like I said, I think that if we broke below this, we may actually test for these lows here, which it looks like we're pushing down towards. Should have gone short. Okay, there's the candle fill that I was kind of thinking of. Look for a good short entry. I think that might have been it. Right here. Didn't get filled. Kind of slow movement, honestly. Not taking a lot of trades because I really am. I'm only trying to get like part of candle, not trying to have the entire candle be 3 ticks or something like that. It's just too small. That short would have very much worked out. Pulling back now quite a bit. Wow. Might get a rip back up to like 42.69. Just like candle fill, really. New candle. Still pulling back. Wow. Wow, I missed all this short. Should have taken that short off that level. So I'm worried that this is. So if you look at this movement here and then this rip back up, I'm worried it's going to do the same. We basically had these 4 really big candles and then like several green candles. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then this is a doji. There's that doji at the top that I was talking about. You got that doji at the top and that trend reversal. So we had these 4 candles here. We've got right now, we've got 1, 2, 3. We're on our 4th, testing the lows. I called that test of the lows right here. It's just taking my own trades. Happens though. And we were talking about, rip back up. And that's exactly what I was talking about right there. And it just makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, essentially, like, it's going to come down. It's going to test lows. Once it hits extension, it's going to fill back up. Same with once it goes up, above VWAP, rips up. Once it tests that extension, it's going to rip back down. And it's just kind of this like endless bungee cord. It's just a matter of like how far away from the VWAP is it going to stretch, in either direction, whether it's up or down. So, that's really the cue at hand. Continuing to kind of just trade like almost sideways. I really wish I would have gotten in up here. It looked like it was going to fall down to me. It was a matter of like how long. And also we tried to get in here, but we just didn't get filled. And this is what, like 70 all the way down to, so I mean, this is like 12 ticks. Like, that's a lot, dude. Like 12 ticks at 25 a tick, it's $300. If you can capture the whole move, but even if you got half, 150. I'm just looking to take like 3 ticks. That'd be a nice move right there. Like, you can tell, like even like the TTM, like, you can't really fully trust it, because like even this one here was a red candle on TTM. You can't fully trust it like on the just on futures. It's not the same as it is with stocks. With stocks, it kind of feels like it's happening in the moment, but I guess it makes sense because like with futures, it literally is the future. You're trading on future price action. We came down, we hit these lows here at 42.63. See if we continue to push lows. I'm not interested in taking a trade at these lows. I'm really kind of looking more for moves like this, where these the trend indicators are essentially saying, okay, it's going to go this way or that way. So that's more of what I'm interested in taking right now with futures. Maybe one day, if we get as good as we are in stocks, we'll switch it up. And start taking like bigger swings and bigger trades and stuff like that. So, kind of slow today. Just chilling. Tiny little push up. Not enough for me to be confident in it. This is honestly where I should have traded, is through this area, short, because there was a lot more momentum in there. So we'll have to wait and see if we get a little bit of a turnaround. How far did this one stretch? 2.8. We're currently at 4.7. We're at like 6 on the TTM. It's actually kind of the furthest down it's gone. This one was close at 4.7. That one's 5.7. So we're currently around 5.7. So when we hit 4.7 here on the TTM, we turned around and started ripping back up. Now we're at like 6, like 5.86. So I would expect that we might see a turnaround here shortly. What's divergence like here? And this is part of trading. It's just being patient, sitting back, not over trading, just taking your time. We got this doji kind of forming at the bottom. Now you remember what we talked about where we said, doji at the top, typically going to fall. Doji at the bottom, typically going to go up. Nothing is 100%. And I don't base my trades off of just like this one pattern or this one thing. I base my trades off multiple factors. Number one, is it below the volume and average price? Number two, what are these indicators doing? These indicators right now are telling me heavy downward momentum. But it also, with this 26 being below the 35, it tells me that the momentum will begin to turn around somewhat soonish, i.e. within the next 30 minutes or so. With this 50, this green line here below the 200, that tells me continued bearish action. So right now we've got TTM, we got the 912 on the down, we've got the 50 on the down. So we've got, and we're below view up. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 indicators telling us down, and we've got 1 telling us up. So yeah, so this is going to be a minute. Route 260, 650 would have been a good entry point right here, which was available. A bit of a push back up. I'm getting long, like checking level 2. I'm getting long around the 50 level.
Order filled.
Okay, we're in long.
Order filled.
Got 3 ticks on that. So we're back in profit. We're up 48.84 on the day. You can see I'm just looking for these kind of like trend reversals. We took this trade because we came down, we tapped these lows, and we took this trade as well because on the TTM, you see we got this yellow switch here. So that gave us this bullish momentum on this candle here. And then you saw twice on the same candle pull back to the 9 and then rip back up. So to me, that told me that we're going to see another bounce soonish, and so my entry, I was essentially attempting to get in like right here, but saw that wasn't going to pull back that far, so got in at 42.68, and we bounced off that and ripped up to 42.68.75 before having this pullback happen. So, and this is actually the pullback that I was worried about. I was worried that it would be on the candle that I was in, so I was expecting that pullback right there. basically because whenever we have this kind of like rip up and then rip back down, where it tests these lows again, there's inevitable chance that we likely may come back down and test these lows, but nonetheless we will come back down towards them, because it almost forms like a W pattern at the bottom pretty much every single time I've seen it, since I paid attention to it. So we're up $48.84 in our evaluation, trying to build a cushion of about $1,000. Got a ways to go, but that's okay. We're just going to take it very slow and earn our funding. That's the intention here. I may add a 50K eval as well, but might as well stick with what I got. It's already paid for. But a 50K eval would allow me to take 8 contracts, and this 3 ticks right here at just 5 contracts would have been 187.50. So definitely significantly more. And our trading style would be the exact same. So you'd be taking the same risk reward, the same all that. But we'd have a much higher available drawdown and much more opportunity, I think, in order to make profit. And a little bit of a turnaround here, but you can see this 42.68.75 is a little micro resistance area. That was where we tapped here. That's where we tapped on this one, and that's pretty much where we tapped on this one here as well. I guess this one hit 69. But that 75 is acting as a micro resistance. Nothing I would call a resistance area, and nothing I would even bother to put a line at. But it's just an observation, to see that, it's pretty close in this area. It hit that on 3 candles. So very slow today. Very slow. That is okay. We are just slowly earning that funding. Yeah. Ooh. Got a little neck crack there. Getting a pullback to test these lows. See if we bounce off 65. I certainly would like to be more up than $48, but we're, trying to go slow. Not for the sake of going slow, but just for the sake of safety. Last candle was 4.3. Current candle is about 3.7 on the TTM. So that's pretty decent movement up on that. Wonder if we can get a bounce off 67. Which time is on this candle? 10 seconds. Gonna test to that 68.75, 69 level. Nice rip up though. And that candle ended the TTM at 3.5. Current TTM is at 2.6. Let's take a look back here. So this one went 2.7 to 2.1 to 1.6 to 1.2 before switching to positive on the TTM. We went 4.3 to 3.5 to 2.7. So that's 0.8. So my guess is that we're going to see another push up. You want to take a position here off the 67.50, and it already went. Currently at 67. Pushing down some. See if this goes red. On the TTM, it's getting very close to it. Still half a point above on the TTM. One second left on this candle. I wouldn't be surprised if this next one's a green. So let's see. So we went 2.7 to 2.1. Current candle's at 1.6. When this candle was 1.6, we were ripping. So, and when we actually, you can see right there, when we actually switched to the TTM, we went to a doji and flopped. So our rip likely will happen before our TTM. There's that 35 crossing back over the 26. But you can see we're getting some conversions here. And when we get that conversions, that's when crossovers tend to happen. When crossovers happen, that's when we start to see moves to like reversal trends. This TTM is practically filled. We've got a red dot though that says, hey, be cautious. You may not want to enter position right here, but we may want to, because it really does look like it's going to rip. It's definitely testing that zone. Look at that. Exactly off of 42.69 every time. Where are we at? 20 seconds on this. I'm going to try and get in at 68. Might be a little lower than I should be. I am. Going to join the bid there.
Order filled.
Got filled. Looking for a 3-tick push. Might be going too aggressive.
Order filled.
Got it anyway. Up 151 on the day. 151.12. That's the exact move we were looking for. Got it. Now we'd be looking for a resistance of the 50 EMA. We did get a crossover there of the 912. This is actually an algorithm that I'm working on. Is when the 9 crosses over the 12, take a small position. Who knows if the algorithm will ever come to fruition or not. It's just something I'm writing out just in case it ever does. So. Getting really close to a crossover here of the 1226. 1226 is a powerful crossover. 26 is this white 26 SMA line. The 12 is this cyan 12 EMA line. And when these two cross, we tend to get a, when the 12 crosses above the 26, we get a nice rip upward. But we have to actually see that happen, and typically we want to wait for about a candle afterwards. That one candle afterwards will kind of let us know. And the reason why is because you can actually have crossovers in the middle of a candle, kind of like what we almost had here, and you could get a rejection. Essentially, that rejection happens as a piece. A lot of people use this 2612 crossover, and so they know that that's an area that like strategy a lot of people use. So you'll see actually a lot of shorts pile in and actually overcome the move and prevent the move. So I've seen it happen a lot, but it is a pretty solid, pretty accurate strategy. You just got to be careful to get in and get out quickly. We're getting more and more convergence, and the more convergence that we get here, convergence being that this 26 and this 12 are getting closer and closer and closer together, the more convergence that we have, the more chance that we're going to see an uptrend or a trend reversal, I should say. But that trend reversal is only going to happen when this crossover takes place. Furthermore, we're going to want to see when this crossover happens, we're going to want to see that the 9 has already gotten above the 12 EMA. So that's the 9 EMA above the 12. Because once we see that 9 cross over that 12, that in and of itself is its own trading strategy. A lot of people use the 9 as a area of support and resistance, and it's incredibly important for using crossover strategies to be able to see that 9 actually get above the 12 before that 12 gets above the 26, because if it all sort of happens at once, the move could have very little power behind it, and you want to make sure that there's a sufficient amount of power behind that move in order to do it. Currently sitting up $150 in our evaluation. Remember, our goal is to earn $1,000 in our evaluation of cushion, then earn an additional $2,000 on top of that. So our goal is to earn $3,000 during the time of our evaluation. Now our profit target is only $2,000, and if we hit that, great. And we do all our trading days and we earn that funding, awesome, super dope. We'll be funded with a $100,000 account. Super excited about that. By the way, guys, if you want to check out Elite Trader Funding, use the link in the description. Use promo code JSBEST throughout the month of August, and that will actually get you 50% off of all of their products, all their evaluations, except for the fast track evaluations. Getting a nice big candle fill here. A lot of shorts covering off of this 3 red candle area, and we'll see if we actually get that crossover. But yeah, guys, use promo code JSBEST to get 50% off for life on all your rebuilds. You get a free reset at rebill, which is super cool. So if you have already purchased and you failed an evaluation, when your rebill actually happens, you'll get another chance. So, which I think is a really awesome thing for them to do. And yeah, check them out. Link in the description. Also, guys, if you guys trade Webull or stocks, options, and cryptocurrency, check out Webull. There's a link in the description for that. Just check all the links in the description, because inside the description we've also got a link for our email mailing list and a PayPal donation. But on the email mailing list, if you guys signed up for that, we actually talk about things that we don't talk about anywhere else. And if that's something that you're into, check us out there. Getting a trend reversal here. We've got that 1226 crossover. I want to see the 9 get above the 12 in order to be able to sort of like solidify that. Right now, the 35 is acting as resistance. Once the 9 gets above the 12 and those 2 get above the 35, we'll see some really heavy movement to the upside. At least that's the hope. But this is definitely looking pretty nice. We got this crossover at the end of the last candle here, and we got 7 seconds left on this candle. My guess is the next one's going to be green. I could be wrong, but yeah, we'll be looking for a pop up here up to the 35. Get some pretty decent buyer support down there. There's the rip. I was wanting to get in lower, just hesitated.
Order filled.
Joined the bid lower than I wanted to, or higher than I wanted to, rather. Putting up this at 1 tick just to get out. hopefully with
Order
profit.
filled.
There we go. We got out with a tiny little profit on that. Actually, we lost. What? That's crazy. And we lose fees, I guess. We got out the same, so the fee killed us. Thought I got out one tick up. 75. We did get out one tick up. So how do we end up losing? So we were up 151. Now we're up 120. I gotta take a look at that on the thing. Number of trades 5. Number of winning trades 4. Where's our last trade? This one was our last trade here. Yeah, so we made 25 on that one. 614, 818. Yeah, that was the one. Said our profit was $25 on that one, so that should have been profitable because with two contracts should have popped up. In any case, we're popping back up here. We did pull all the way back. Kind of glad I got out of it though, because you can see how far back that pulled. That would have really hurt my account just through that pullback there. So we got to be super cautious because our drawdown's very small. Up 131.40 on the day. Let's see. Now we'd be looking at 35 as support, which is 42.68.25. Right now you can see we pulled back to this 9 here. This 9 EMA crossover is super powerful. Got a doji at the top, and but the TTM is filling up, but with red dots. Red dots is, be cautious. If you're trading through this area, there's not a lot of necessarily momentum that we're seeking yet. Green dot would be better. Okay, so we're getting that pretty nice candle fill. Wow. Passed through that 42.69 level, ripping back up. Strong trend reversal. Let's see if we can get in here at like 42.70.50 maybe. Although with this big of a candle, a little hesitant. Where are we at? 8 seconds left on this candle. Now I'm wondering if we're going to see a rip to the downside. Strong movement though. Chart pattern, trend indicators, and everything like that are set up exactly as we would want them to be. Get another doji at the top. Hey, what's up, Papa Shot? Good to see you here, my friend. So we are trading our evaluation today. We're currently up $131.40 or something like that. We were up 150, and even though we took a winning trade, we still lost money, and that had to be due to fees or whatever the case may be. Either way, I checked the reports, said we were up 25, and I don't know, weird. Jumping back in, so we had this nice trend reversal off of the low here, and now we're pulling back up, testing the 200 as resistance, the 200 SMA, and that's at 42.70.250. We're currently bouncing off this 42.71. We got this doji at the top, which is always a sketchy location, but We've got the 9 above the 12, and both those peaking above the 35 and the 26 way down here. Great divergence on the indicators. I wonder if we'll see a pullback to the 50. That's the green here. TTM just went green dot, and we went from 2.4 up to 2.8. So TTM is looking pretty strong. Seeing some pretty decent volume off of 4271. 2 dojis in a row. Weird. New candle here with a wick on top. I almost am hesitant to take a position, even though I'm seeing this like kind of this pretty rock solid move here. 4272 is the area I was considering entering. But with that hitting that resistance, this is a really strong resistance zone a lot of the time. So taking a position here for a rip through seems kind of risky to me. I can't believe we're sitting at 3 dojis. It's so weird. But with that much indecision, I mean, you know what I mean? What if this ends in doji? That would have been so crazy. Gonna rip up right at the very, very like last half second. Rips up. That'd have been so nuts, dude. Just 3 dojis in a row. What the hell? So currently up 130, 140 in our eval. Like I said, this 200 is a really strong resistance zone. So now I'd be really kind of looking to see if the 9 or the 50 act as support. I say the 9 because a lot of traders use it as support, and they look for trades like bounce trades off of the 9. It's a really popular strategy, and I've just experienced the 50 being a pretty strong level of support in the past. Let's take a look at the 5. I just want to see what's going on here. It takes forever for a TTM to load on the 5. There it is. Getting a little bit of a turnaround on the TTM on the 5, but it actually just went red. So, ooh, I don't want to enter a position. Still nowhere near a crossover on the 5. So that'll be a minute. I'm kind of shocked that we actually lost money on that one, on this one, because you can actually see like that it was technically profitable. We honestly should have kept it at our 3 tick thing that we had, but you know how it goes. I just wanted to see if I could get out with profit, because essentially we filled it and it zooshed down and then zooshed back up. So and when it went down to like the 35 and then bounced back up off there. Getting a hammer candle here. How far away from VWAP? So VWAP's at 42.76. So we've got like $6 or so to go until we hit VWAP. So that's a ways. For the ES anyway, because the ES, it moves 25 cents at a time basically. So small movements on the ES. But I really like trading the ES on futures because you can really take like 1 tick positions and be profitable with it, which is pretty cool. Two contracts on 1 tick is worth $25. So I'm gonna just lift my chair up a little bit. Just feel kind of low. All right, we're ready. Very slow day today. I just think with that FOMC meeting happening at 2 p.m., Eastern time. I just think that a lot of traders are pretty hesitant, and actually, like if I pull out on this, you'll see that it's been kind of a bearish trend over the last day since yesterday. So once the market closed yesterday, it's been pretty much downtrending since then. And we've got levels up in here that we've drawn in from some previous days. You can see like we've got these support levels that we've drawn in, which did line up with some stuff over here. I don't know why that got weird. I'll always be trying to enter these random positions. I ain't trying to enter no positions there. All right. So looking at this 15-minute chart, we're still very let's jump out to an hourly chart. We're still very much up from, what is this? This is from mid-July. Yeah, we're up huge from July. So we're kind of actually near these highs, high of 43.15. So we've just been ripping for a while. Let's jump out to a daily chart. All right, so we've got this. Let's see, this is like the last year or so. So we had this huge drop here. We dropped all the way down to 3,600. Was this June, mid-June? We've just been on an upswing since. So pretty much, if you could long this, if you could swing this, which you really can't do in an evaluation account, but that'd be a huge run up there. You could do this in your, if you actually had the cash to afford this, you could do this. Red day for you, man. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad it was small, though. I took a big red day yesterday in stocks, mainly because I had a trade set up, and as it began to rip, it was ripping really hard. So I moved my sell order up slightly, which is against my rules, and that slight difference actually ended up making me go red in the trade, because that slight difference that I had moved it up, it ended up hitting just past my original sell order. So my original sell order would have sold, and my second sell order just never hit that price, and it fell pretty badly after that. And the other reason was because I was holding on to it, essentially awaiting a trend reversal, which we got really close to, but I kept having to walk away. I kept having to just get up and do random things during that trade, where I was working on stuff on the computer that people were messaging me and whatnot. And frankly, I should have done a little bit better in terms of managing my my distraction. But I also had to use the restroom several times during that trade. So it was man, it was very annoying. Yeah, I know, total bummer. It was one of my bigger losses actually of the year. So not a huge loss, nothing I won't recover from, but at the same time, it's when I trade stocks, I'm trading real money. When I trade an evaluation, it hurts when I lose, because it is real money, because I'm paying for that evaluation, and I might lose that evaluation. But at the same time, it's just losing actual cash that you've actually invested into the stock market, that you set aside for trading. That always hurts. And we've had an incredibly accurate year, even through the bear market. But yeah, man, that was yesterday for me. Jumping back in, and let's switch back to the 1 minute chart and see where we're at. So I was saying that 200 SMA is a super strong resistance level, and you can see we came up, tested it, and resisted here, tested and resisted here, tested and resisted there, popped up through it, but then got a harsh pullback on this, and this rip up off these lows here, this little run could be done for a little bit. I think the next big thing is going to be when this 50 crosses over this 200. When that happens, I think that'll be a really great trade available. But it looks like that might not be for like another half an hour. So maybe around 12 o'clock market time for that one. Um, but yeah, we're we're up in our evaluation, and that's what matters. I'm really shocked that I lost that $20 on that one because we were up 151, especially because it was a profitable trade. So I was really shocked because I've taken other profitable trades that were one tick that I didn't lose money on using this exact same, two contracts and whatnot. So a little weird, but I don't know, it is what it is. Uh, but yeah, if y'all want to try to earn funding in the futures market, check out the link in the description for Elite Trader Funding. You guys can actually use promo code JSBEST and get 50% off your lifetime monthly recurring and all that. And actually, what's really cool is if you happen to join and let's say you do your evaluation and whatnot, and you unfortunately may fail, and there's a reset available. If you wait for your rebuild to happen, then you'll get a free reset along with that rebuild. So you don't necessarily need to pay for resets. If you just wait for the rebuild to happen, you'll get a free reset if you've happened to have broken a rule. If you haven't and you're still in the evaluation, then that they won't automatically reset you. But it's just something that I think is kind of cool. But yeah, y'all should check out Elite Trader Funding. Again, use the link in the description, promo code JSBEST to get 50% off of any of these evaluations minus the fast track evaluations. Personally, I think the 50K eval is probably one of the best deals out there because for 7250, utilizing my promo code, you can take up to 8 positions of the ES or the NQ, essentially 8 minis, and you have a drawdown of $2,000, huge. A profit target of $3,000, which is not huge. So essentially, like, if you were doing what I was doing recently, where we were taking 5 contracts and going up 1 tick, that 1 tick with those 5 contracts is worth $62.50 before fees. Each contract is roughly about $4.50 on fees. I think it's $4.36 to buy and sell, I think. So multiply by 5. No, the $4.36 includes the buy and the sell. So you're looking at $21.80, but you've got $62.50 minus that $21.80. So 5 contracts at 1 tick is worth just over $40. So you can actually get to this profit target pretty fast. I personally think the 50K eval is one of the best values on here. And for $72.50 using promo code JSBEST in the link in the description, I think it's one of the best ones out there. They have amazing customer service. Y'all should check them out if you're interested in earning funding at all. Also, guys, check all the links in the description. There is a link to join our email newsletter, which we send out emails where we talk about things that we don't talk about anywhere else, because that's an area that we actually have the capability of completely being, unobstructed, uninhibited in every way. We don't currently send out that many emails. We basically send out email stream reminders, and we also send out a couple of promos here and there, but then we also send out some thought-provoking emails. So if you guys want to check that out, or if that interests you at all, feel free to join into that. Yeah, there's also a PayPal donation button in the link or in the description if you guys want to donate directly to the channel. Let's check back in with the market here. Probably going to shut it down pretty soon, just because the sideways momentum, and also because we've been streaming for a little over an hour. So we got a huge resistance off of this 200. Like I said, this is a very, very, very strong resistance level, and a huge percentage of the time it's going to resist against it. We've had red candles now for 1, 2, doji, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles basically in a row, and the doji is is just kind of there. But we've had a lot of dojis. I mean, look at this. We had one, then we had these 2 dojis in a row, then we had another. I mean, that's 4 dojis in 20 minutes or so, which is a lot. That's a lot of dojis in that amount of time. A lot of indecision in the marketplace. After all these red candles, we may get some fill, but I'd be worried to take transactions on that one. But yeah, be safe out there, guys. It's very sideways today. FOMC meeting happens at 2 p.m. Eastern. So when that happens, you may see some market volatility. So if you happen to be in your positions at that time, just be ready to jump out if you have to. So Avashat, sorry, it was a dude. Am I saying your name right, man? Please tell me I am, because if I'm not, I'm just gonna feel so terrible. But yeah, man. Sorry that you had a red day. I'm grateful though that you kept your loss small, because that's what a good trader does, and it's awesome to me that you did that. There are some days that I've had losses that were actually some of the days that I was most proud of my trading, because I kept my losses small, because I managed my risk well. Anytime I do that, I actually feel good about myself. It's funny that I can feel good on a red day, but it's just about that management of those emotions, and managing your account really well. Cheats for us? Oh, your name's Adam, bro. I've been calling you Abu Shop, yo. I'm just gonna call you Adam from now on. That's gonna be way easier, man. I feel like I'm just like I was like, man, this whole time I'm just like, am I saying this dude's name right? I hope so. Yeah, man, enjoy your day too. Good job keeping your losses small, dude. I appreciate people who are really trying to be professionals at this. So good job at that, man. And thanks for showing up, dude. I definitely appreciate that a lot. So please make sure you like the video, subscribe, and all that type of stuff, man. Much love and appreciation. We're gonna shut it down there. Positive day on our evaluation. Excited about that. So, and oh, by the way, we're only going to be trading in Tradeovate from now on. So if whether we're in an evaluation or not, we're going to be trading in Tradeovate, because that's the software that we're using to get funded. So that's where we're going to be focused. So, all right, y'all. Thanks so much for showing up. We love and appreciate you, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace.